Hello and welcome back to the Baggies Podcast YouTube channel, where of course we're giving you all the latest news, views and opinions on all things Albion. Back again today for another Matchday vlog. Today it's West Bromwich Albion versus Peterborough at the Hawthorns. Kickoff is at 3 o'clock, a Saturday afternoon kickoff. It's very rare that we have many of those at the Albion so far this season. For some reason we're always on TV, but today it's just your standard Saturday 3 PM kickoff in the Championship. It's a big game, I think, really for the team to try and get some confidence and to try and even start some momentum that we've really lost, not winning in the last 5 games for Albion, and Ishmael under a little bit of pressure, really, I think, from mainly from the fans, I think, more than the board, because you know the results aren't coming in and things aren't really getting better. But we're hoping today that Daryl Dike is going to get a start and we're going to be able to see him at the Hawthorns for the first time in Albion colours, and it's going to be a nice game, I hope, for Albion to pick up a victory. But obviously Peterborough pushed us all the way last time in the last game we played against them. A last minute Semi Ajayi goal away at London Road to pick up the 3 points in that one back in August. But you know, we're hoping that Albion can put in a much improved performance and can beat Peterborough, who are likely to be very stubborn today at the Hawthorns. But yeah, I'm hoping that it can bring a victory. But if you're new around here for this Matchday vlog, we'll be giving you all the atmosphere and hopefully any clips of some goals. Obviously picked up some clips in the last game of our goal against Brighton, so that was a big plus for me. That's the first time I've done that this season. But make sure you subscribe. We are 34 subscribers away from 1,000 subscribers, so make sure you click the subscribe button if you enjoyed today's video. Comment your thoughts on the game, and let's head to the Hawthorns for West Bromwich Albion versus Peterborough.
The government announced this week that they'd be removing COVID-19 restrictions. However, this doesn't come into effect until Thursday, 26th of January. So please remember that. Then number 12, Daryl Dike.
As you'll have already seen, Daryl Dike starts for West Bromwich Albion for this EFL Championship clash between West Bromwich Albion and Peterborough United. Big game at the Hawthorns for Valerian Ishmael as he looks to ease a bit of tension among the fan base with a victory here. A big game, as I said, and Daryl Dike starts up front. In goal it's David Button with a back three of Matt Clark and Carl Bartley and Cedric Kimbrey, with Connor Townsend and Furlong lining the wings, with Jake Livermore and Adam Reach in centre midfield. An interesting decision there, and a front three of Matt Phillips, Carlan Grant and Daryl Dike. It's a big game for Albion and they have to win. It is a massive game, and you know the importance of it can't be understated, and Daryl Dike starting could bring Albion the boost they need to take themselves closer and away from certainly away from dropping out the playoff places, but also closer to the top 2 and the top 3, who are all about 7 points above them at the moment. So looking forward to this one here, West Bromwich Albion versus Peterborough in the EFL Championship.
That's enough to fill 46 pots, 160 lots, 19 valleys, 22 details, 25 dens, 165, 60. That's a lot of sports fans who know their limits.
So you can't play the ball diagonally because there's no space. The fullbacks aren't pushing in because they've got a man to mark. Too easy, there's no move.
Albion and that cup final. So please turn your attention to the big screens now.
Well, when I was a young lad, I came off the same street as DH Lawrence, you know, they were all known right in Eastwood, about 8 miles from Nottingham. I was always not scouting fanatic when I was a little kid, and my brother used to take on supporter buses with 2 big double-deckers. Used to leave Eastwood every home match and travel to Nottingham. And I used to watch them at every home match when people like, Tom and Walker playing and people like this. Just after that time, I
fantastic to see all the tributes as well to Jeff Astle, the king at the Hawthorns today, marking 20 years since his passing. And obviously all the players warming up out there for Albion are wearing a t-shirt with his face on, to commemorate his passing, which is a lovely touch. Obviously it's nice to see. At the moment there's a bit of a video going on the big screens as well, so yeah, really nice touch from Albion, and celebrating the life of a man who did such a fantastic job for Albion. You know, a legend is an understatement to describe him.
To have a special mention today is for Bo Salmon, who celebrates his 13th birthday today. Bo's in the...
This is why the really important issue of dementia in football and Dad's death won't be swept under the carpet anymore. You should be so proud that although dementia robbed my dad of his life far too soon, it gave us all the strength and the ability to start the discussions around dementia in the game.
Okay, replaced by number 11, Brady Tiagana.
Come on!
There we are then, guys, back from the game, and what a win in the end for Albion, 3-0 against Peterborough, and yeah, a really nice performance in the end. I mean, it took us so long to get going and took us so long to really gain that lift, which really spurred us on to picking up the goals. I thought it took us too long, really, to, if I start with that, you know, it took us far too long to get into the groove of the game and to realise that the faster you play that ball against an organised opposition, you know, the faster that you'll get in behind and the easier you'll find things, because, you know, a side like Peterborough don't like being moved around. You know, when they come for they've come for a point, they're putting 11 men behind the ball. They show no attacking intent. You know, every time you get that ball, and if you move it quickly, it brings them out of their shape. And, you know, it's so easy to do such a thing like that. But we just didn't seem to do it at all until about 75 minutes on the clock. And obviously, firstly, I'm going to lay down my man of the match, and that was Jake Livermore, who I always think gets easily scapegoated by Albion fans. I think that he often finds himself being on the end of some unfair criticism for a guy who's clearly doing his best for the team and clearly is working 100% effort every single game. May not have the footballing ability that we're looking for in the midfield, or may you know, I just feel it's unfair to put blame on him for, you know, the rest of the side not being able to score a goal. You know, we just have to find a scapegoat, really. Most people do, and, you know, Jake Livermore shouldn't be that, in my opinion, especially not with his performance today. I thought he was fantastic, worked really hard, kept only player really for Albion who kept the intensity up to the required level of the game for the whole duration of the fixture. So well done, Jake Livermore. He'd be my man of the match. But another man who came on and changed the game is Grady Dean Garner. What an absolute performance from him. I think it's a goal for him. I don't think he got an assist, but certainly a fantastic running at defenders, taking people on. I mean, the first move he did, he took on about 3 defenders at the same time and made it through them all. He certainly showed an improved performance, and I think Ishmael's words that he said about Dean Garner in his pre-match press conference were particularly telling. So really pleased that he's managed to get his goal as well, which was really well taken, very good finish. As for the game management, I thought that Ishmael eventually woke up to the game. I think it took him a long time, and I think it's probably taken him however many games we played so far to really wake up to the formation and tactical changes needed. He really, people will say it's probably still in a 3-4-3 and probably still is in those realms, but he went to more of a 4-3-3 rather than 3-4-3. So he changed it out. He bought off Matt Clark and then bought on I can't remember who he actually bought on. He bought on Robinson, and then he bought on Malumbi as well. I think he went for a 4-3-3, but it was still kind of that 3-4-3. It's still kind of the usual system, but it certainly worked. There was an inspired confidence about Albion from that moment that those changes were made, and you could tell that they've obviously been on at Ishmael all this time. Perhaps maybe not as frequently as Albion fans have, but they've obviously made those suggestions, and they've showed when that formation change was made. Did you see, the lift in the stadium? I know the goal was scrappy. It was a horrible goal to score. Cedric Kipre, obviously, I think it was his in the end, which is nice. I think that's his first Albion goal, so well done to him. But, just really nice to cap it off with 2 really nice goals. One from Karlan Grant, picking the holes in Peterborough. Ishmael needs to learn and realise now that this is, the way to beat a side. Ishmael needs to learn it. The way to beat a side is to get that goal early. If the way to beat the sides who are playing those 11 men behind the ball like Peterborough did, you have to score early, because then they have to come out and play. They have to come out and try and break you down, and that's where you leave those holes that you saw for the second and third goals. So, yeah, a really good performance in the end from Albion. The first 45 and probably up to about 75 minutes was dire, slow. It was not a nice game of football to watch. Peterborough did what you expect Peterborough to do: slow the game, break it up. And I've seen people even slating us after a win. It's a great win in the end. Yes, the performance in that segment of the game, as I said, wasn't good enough. But I've seen people saying, it's only Peterborough. You can't help it, but can't help who you're playing. The Championship is a really poor league, and if we'd have put in performances like that throughout the season, we might just have might just be in a better position than we were. But yeah, great 15-20 minutes of that game, and I'm really pleased that we managed to pick up 3 goals. There's a big confident boost. Daryl, Dike, haven't even got onto him yet. Obviously, all of my thoughts here in full will be on the podcast, which will be out on Monday at 5 p.m. Daryl Dike missed a couple of chances of varying quality. I think the one he had at his feet was quite a big one with the time he had, and the glancing header was pretty gilt-edged as well. But otherwise, it's so nice to have a focal point up top. Can you see defenders gravitating to mark him, and the way that opens a bit of space up for everybody else? He's a great player, and I think he's going to work. He's going to do well once he gets his Albion shooting boots on, I think, really. And obviously, hopefully the injury isn't that bad, but not as bad as I think most feared, because I think he was ready to carry on and quite upset that he had to come off. But yeah, and another thing, really nice to see the Astle celebrations of his life and commemorating his passing, which was 20 years ago this week. That was a really lovely touch from Albion, and seeing all the players wearing the T-shirts. Obviously, David Button put his in the goal, which was really nice, and I think somebody was holding it up in the crowd later, so it must have been given away. So yeah, just really nice that we can finally commemorate the life and career of a great Albion player, like the ones on a day that we've celebrating their life and career, and actually win. I think we've had the Regis Day that didn't go too well. I think that was against Southampton. We've had obviously the other Astle the Astle Day that was against Leicester. So it's really nice that Albion have managed to put in that performance for Jeff Astle and of course his family who were out there on the pitch. I'm sure you saw that in the vlog, obviously, because I did take a few video footage of it. But so nice that we can commemorate his life and career with a victory, and it's great that we've managed to do that, and fantastic we picked up 3 points. So yeah, that just brings me to the end of this Matchday vlog. Drop your thoughts on the game below. Obviously not the best performance from Albion, but those last 15 minutes proved telling in the end. But make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. There'll be a new podcast coming Monday at 5 p.m. Make sure you check that out and subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.